Hey, everybody, welcome Advocates for Justice Foreclosure Defense Paralegal Service. We have the tools and you do the work. Before we get started tonight, I want to introduce you guys to one of my three beautiful granddaughters. This is my granddaughter, Tyler. She's visiting us for a few days. Hi, Tyler.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Okay, we do have some work to do tonight at some point in time, and maybe this is why I'm running late tonight. I've been a little busy. Tyler is 14 and she's visiting us from, where are you from?
Florida.
Florida, right. I forgot. Okay, no, I didn't forget. I want to introduce you guys to her. You guys can give her a shout out, say hey. We got some things in the way here. There we go. So Tyler's going to be hanging out with us for a few days, and when I get done, I'm going to go and start giving her a little bit more of a hard time. That's what grandpas do. So, welcome to Kansas again. She's been here before, so she knows what it's like. So, and yeah, she's part of our family. So we're glad to have Tyler hanging out with us, and my daughter too is visiting us today. They didn't bring their dad, but I'm sure we enjoyed having him if he was to come down. I think my daughter and granddaughter had planned this trip. Actually, they made it a little bit early due to a family emergency, but the family emergency is doing pretty well. So that's right. So
Mhm.
that's working out pretty well. We're able to enjoy the time and not worry so much about the family emergency. So welcome, Tyler, and I'm going to get to work here and do some work. I will talk to you later,
Thank
sweetie.
you.
Isn't she beautiful? Yeah, I'm really lucky. And so is my wife because I share them with my wife. Okay, let me get resituated here, and then we're going to get started. So, if you guys saw tonight's stream, where it's going to be about a subject that I think everyone's going to find value in. Tonight, we're going to do update on the video that we made about controlling the attorney in a court hearing. Now, we made this video some time ago, but we're going to update it now because we've got new information. We're going to be added to it, new tactics, new stuff. Thank God to all of the Facebook members that are in our foreclosure rescue study group, the guys and gals, the guys, I just say guys on the team members in this group have helped me put together this program that we are utilizing right now, based off of real time feedback that I get from people from all across the United States of America. I mean, all the way from California to, to New York, Florida, Georgia. So when people call in, hey Neville, when people call in and let me know what attorneys are up to, if it's something that's particularly if it's something that's not mentioned in my instructional video, then that allows me to take a look at what we're doing and change the program, add things or whatever, so attorneys can't get away with the stuff that they're getting away with in other states. So, for instance, if we figure out something's going on in California, we'll add it to the paperwork, and then there nobody else in the rest of these states, attorneys are going to be able to use this same stuff because we're going to figure out how to jam them up at the gate. Yeah, we're going to stop them at the gate. We're gate stoppers. So let's get started. So I'm going to cover tonight uh, one of the main things we're going to talk about tonight, in addition to, because actually these two things kind of go hand in hand. The main thing we're going to talk about tonight is how to control the court process. How to control the court process so you can stop being a defendant. That's what we're going to do. We're going to learn how to control the court process. And if you understand this, you will be able to take the documents that I put together. Oh, wait, I forgot to share with you guys something when my granddaughter was here. I got a makeover. Okay, so the one hand with the blue is weird. It looks like okay, but the pink one's slick. You can see the pink one. Okay. Anyway, I got a makeover today, and yeah, my fingernails look great. And my granddaughter did a great job on. She's a professional at doing this stuff. And I'll tell you right now, when you're a really big black guy, you can pull that off. So no one's going to say anything about it. They do look really weird. So we're going to cover how to control the court process. Okay, that's what you're doing in my program. People get in my program, they want to know how many wins. We're not trying to win. How are you going to win? You're not going to win because the judge is not going to help you. And you know the judge is going to be helping somebody, and you know who the judge is going to be helping. So it ain't about winning, it's about staying in your house. And that's what we do. We learn how to stay in your house. And you do that by controlling the court process. This is why I don't need to hear all of the things that people call and want me to listen to, so I can understand their situation and their case is unique and all of those things. Yeah, all of those things. This is why I don't need to hear all of those things to decide where you need to go or what program that you need to start with. Because what we're doing is we're learning how to control the court process. When you learn how to control the court process, you leave them sitting out in the middle of the ocean without a motor on their boat. Now, when I say control the court process, let me be a little more clear for people who haven't been following along or whatever. Controlling the court process. When you control the court process, you make it so that the process can't go any further. Hey, James, welcome to the show tonight, buddy. Welcome to practice. Are you ready to run? Okay, now I'm not going to make you run yet. And I can't send you to the bench either because I don't have a bench. Remember the last dude I asked if he wanted to go sit down on the bench because he was complaining about the judge giving him a hard time, and he got mad. He got really, really grumpy because I was sending him to the bench. Well, he was whining because the judge was yelling at him, and I just wanted to know if he's ready to give up. So I was trying to ask him that, and he got grumpy, and so now I got rid of the bench. So the bench now is behind me on the 6th floor out the doors. Okay, don't let me push you. Okay, never mind. Let me get back on the subject here. Welcome to the program tonight, James. And I think you probably saw what we're talking about tonight. If not, you need to catch up because we started just a few minutes ago. Running a little late tonight, but we're finna get it done. So the secret to our success, the success that our program is having, is because we've learned how to control the court process, challenging the judge's legal standing. And think about how things will change when you get on the court record that the judge is in violation of a pair of federal acts of Congress, which are federal laws. And so if you can show the judge is not legal, then all of the judge's prior rulings would be, yep, called into challenge. Yeah, getting a little messy right now. And see, that's kind of part of what we do. Okay, we're not going into court to be a defendant. In this program, you're going to learn how to stop being the defendant getting punched in the face. Okay, we don't be if you're going to be the defendant in my program, you're going to have to go, to the go find the bench out the 6th floor. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so how to control the attorneys in a hearing. Now, a lot of work has gone into this strategy, and hey, MYX Capital, a lot of work has gone into putting this strategy together because, like I said, this is the result of real-time feedback from the 608 members that are in our private group. And I want to also say about the group not you won't get in the group just because you invested in a lawsuit package. You're going to have to qualify to get in the group. So people in the group are the people that are in the group to learn the process, and they're not people that are in the group to hurry. Some people think the group is to hurry and cut corners because you got to sell tomorrow or whatever. At the end of the day, if you follow the program, you can take care of that stuff and you don't have to worry about trying to hurry up. Because remember, we stop the court process. That's how we do it. And we make them figure it out. But the people are in a hurry don't fit into the group very well. And they don't understand the concept of the group. And it ends up in drama because at some point in time, they get frustrated and get mad because I'm not giving them the answers. So at that point, they don't understand. My goal in coaching in the group is to help you figure out where to go get the answer, to find the answer or something. It's not to give you the answer. And a lot of times, in most cases, I don't have the answer. What people are asking me in most cases are things that have to do with the conventional program. I'm not an attorney. Okay. And with that said, attorneys, the people in the program, they don't follow any of their rules anyway. So, really doesn't matter. You need to stay focused on what you need to be getting done. So that's how you want to do that. So when you're in a hearing, and I'm going to, I put this together just so it's for the people that are actually in court, theoretically speaking. Now, if you're not in court, then sure you can file a motion to do these things that I'm saying to do, oral motion in court on or whatever. So you got to kind of not restrict yourself and limit yourself to a bunch of different things. Like filing an oral motion. There is an oral motion that you can file. You just have to make note that you want to file a oral motion, and then you stick it in their face. So we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. So the first thing that I like to do is introduce myself as a state citizen of the republic state you're born in. And the reason you want to do that is because if you can verify that you're a state citizen, and if you're using my paperwork, most of my packages have the affidavit of state citizenship document that I put together that you can sign to verify you're a state citizen of the republic state you're born in. If anybody wants to challenge that, then they're going to have to challenge it by counter affidavit, and they can't, and they won't. So, but the thing to remember about the state citizenship is if you can verify that you're a state citizenship, reclaim your state citizenship, you're not subject to the statutory courts, to the court statutory jurisdiction without an injured party. And that's one of the things we're about to talk about right here. Okay. Is there an injured party? Is there even a party? So what you want to do, introduce yourself as a state citizen and let the court know the court doesn't have statutory jurisdiction over you without an injured party. And then I would move to dismiss their action with an oral motion to dismiss because they have, you want to move to dismiss because they have no witness. They do not have a witness. Now, you must mention, like I said, in the court record, oral motion. And we're going to go over several things that you can do here. So you guys are going to you're going to have to make some notes on this or whatever if you can't remember it all. So one of the things that you want to do is you want to file an oral motion to dismiss the case due to the fact that the attorney is the foreclosing party. It's not the lender. The lender hasn't signed anything. The attorney is the only party who signed the document used to start the foreclosure against your property. So if you're in a non-judicial foreclosure, then it'll be the notice of default letter or the acceleration letter, the letter to cure, or any kind of letter saying you owe them a whole bunch of $1 million plus a bunch of extra, steal your whole $1 million for attorney fees. That is the document that initiates the non-judicial foreclosure process. And in a judicial foreclosure process, the document that you would want to check the signature on, it would be the petition, the claim, the lawsuit, whatever. And you'll see the attorney is the only one that signed it. The lender did not sign any of the documents used to attack your property. And at the end of the day, the lender does a charge off according to GAAP accounting principles. And once that charge off is done, there's no accounting places to put any additional income from that right. And at the end of the day, any additional income made from that is tax evasion, IRS, yeah, all of the above. But no one goes there because most people believe what attorneys say and think that attorneys have a license to practice law, and they don't. So we don't even want to get into that. That's another whole hour. Thank you, Nebula. Okay, so the attorney is the plaintiff in the foreclosure as noted by the attorney's signature on the foreclosing document. So wait a minute. The attorney cannot litigate a case he or she is a party to. Huh. Sounds like a problem right here. It's amazing how some of these little things can be such a big problem. So the attorney can't litigate a case that he or she is a party to. So, I mean, how they going to argue that? The attorney can't say they're not a party to the case when they're the only one signed the stinking thing. They don't have a contract signed by anybody saying they're working for the bank, the lender. When you call the lender says you need to call the attorneys. I've had people tell me the lender told them we don't have nothing to do with it. The attorneys are the ones that are doing it. Yeah. The attorney. Okay, sorry. I got carried away. Here's another thing. A corporation cannot represent itself pro se in court. And that's because a corporation is considered a fictitious entity, a fake person. And a fake person can't go into court and talk for none of that. Oh, why do they do it all the time? Well, we have to put a little wrench in that right now. So stop and think about it. Or a motion to dismiss. Now, each of these things is I would be oral motioning all day long. Okay, each of these things you can I'm going to do oral motion dismiss because the corporation cannot represent itself pro se in court. There's no witness, and the attorney cannot testify. You want to object as soon as the attorney opens his mouth and tell the attorney can't testify. And if the attorney insists on testifying, I would insist on the court to swear the attorney in so you can cross-examine the attorney. You have the right to cross-examine anybody that opens their mouth in court, including the stinking judge. Yeah, we'll learn how to do that around here. Now, here's another problem. The attorney is a foreign agent, and therefore, state court has no jurisdiction over a dispute between a foreign agent and a state citizen. Oh, these are some nice and easy things here. Oh. Hey, Ralph, these are some nice, easy things we can throw on the table over here, and you can even argue them because there ain't nothing to argue. There ain't nothing to argue. Never says objection and a claim. No, I'd stick with the objection first, and then when they couldn't answer to the objection, then I add that to your claim. But you got the right idea. Now, well, this is what I'm talking about. You guys in this program, you guys need to remove the limitations off of yourself. Okay, I put together a video, the last video that I put together, we talked about options that you have. You have the option to sue them not only for the 5.5 million or 20 million or whatever million is worth what they put you through. You have the option of also adding their corporate charter in there. And I did a little video about what the corporate charter is and how that works. And if you jam them up with the corporate charter, would you be on the board of directors and be able to help them make policies and procedures so they're not so they're not violating Yeah, I get a little. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Okay, yeah. If you have control of the corporate charter, they're gonna have to get you an office up in there. Hey, Troy Taylor. Yeah, they're gonna have to get you an office up in there if you control the corporate charter. Or maybe you just want to shut their ass down. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. You guys have a lot of power. You just need to learn how to use it. And that's what we've been doing up in here. Thank you, elect Ted. Welcome to the group, man. We don't play around up in here. Okay, we serious. We bring in fire every day. That's what we like the fireman. Yeah, I know the fireman's okay, never mind. So state court does not have jurisdiction between in a dispute between a foreign agent and a state citizen. A foreign agent's like from another country. They have to file that crap in federal court. You can't even sue. You can't even sue a person in another state in state court. Okay, if you have to go between state to state, it's the same thing between going to another country. You need to move your stuff over to federal court. Okay, they're getting away with some bull over here doing the stuff that they're doing. Yeah, but we learn how to pick it. We're learning how to pick it, and when I say pick it, I mean pick it apart. You know, we're nipping it with the bud nippers, and we get this opportunity from the help from everybody. Now, when I say that, keep in mind I don't need to know everything that you're doing about the update. All I need to know is if they're trying something different that we don't talk about, that we haven't discussed in our videos. Okay, that's what I need to know. If they're doing something different that we have not discussed in our videos. Now we're moving forward with the program. So that's why when you call with an update, I don't really have time to hear it unless there's something in there that has value that can add on top of what we're doing. So that's a good way to look at it. So a foreign agent must file in federal court for the court to have jurisdiction. So I would file an oral motion to have the attorney sworn in because he is the only witness the court has on the record. There's no witness on the record, and the person that is supposed to be the witness is the person who signed the petition, who signed the lawsuit, who signed the foreclosure. That is the person that's supposed to be the witness. So I was talking to somebody and we started figuring this. I was like, wait a minute. That's a problem. And so what you want to do is you're not looking to win about all the lies that they said is the problem. Okay. What you're looking to do is to use those lies they said against them. And when the judge ignores your stuff, then you're going to file your lawsuit against the judge because the judge is going to help them. We already know the judge is going to help them. If you don't know the judge is going to help them, then you're in the wrong place. Okay. You got a lot of catching up to do if you don't know the judge is going to help them because the judge is going to help them. And we have a strategy in place for that. And that's one of the big things that you guys need to be doing if you're in this fight. You need to make sure that you have this set up and you have a game plan to stop the judge because the judge is going to help them. So that's what we do here. We teach you how to do that. You want to file oral motion to terminate the case, and I don't use this word very often, to defraud on the court, as the plaintiff in the action is not the lender listed on the front page of the petition. Okay. The plaintiff is not the lender listed on the front page of the petition. That is a fatal flaw to the lawsuit. The plaintiff is the attorney who signed the back of the lawsuit. Remember, nobody from the lender signs anything. So this video should give you guys enough fire, especially you people that have been doing this yourself, and you can go put together a motion to dismiss because of each And each one of these things would be an individual motion for me. I wouldn't put it all on one motion. I would make them answer individually to each one of them, because remember, what you're doing here is learn how to stay in your house. So you want to bring the fire and just keep bringing the fire until they go sit the hell down. And I know most people think I'm crazy for saying it that way, but that's pretty much it. Because what you need to understand and you need to remember is a lot of people just give up and jump off the cliff. Okay. They don't have time for people who are screaming and fighting and kicking their butt and jamming up the judge and all of that, because now you're interfering with them getting the rest of the people. If you jam the judge up because the judge has no legal standing because he's in violation of 2 or 3 federal, yeah, that's going to be a problem for them. So, in my program, it's not so much about going in hoping to win and defending yourself against the lies. It's going in with some big shoes on, stomping on some stuff. Okay. that's how we do it over here. And we want to force them to visualize the shared liability. That's how we do it. The attorney cannot testify as an attorney, only as a plaintiff. So if the attorney testifies as an attorney, I was like, excuse me, I never used the word your honor. Excuse me, your judgeship, is the attorney testifying as an attorney or is he testifying as a plaintiff? Because he cannot testify as an attorney. And if he's testifying as a plaintiff, he needs to be sworn in so you can cross-examine him. You have the right to cross-examine anybody who speaks in court against you while they're trying to take anything from you. Hey, Ralph, you can contact me, man, on the Facebook or something, because this program tonight is educational and I don't want to, I have documents on my website, the Handle Homeowners Association. I have a whole list of a whole playlist of different strategies and techniques that you need to handle a homeowners association with. So I'm thinking you should probably go check, because that's what I'm going to tell you. Do your homework, man. Oh, it's my friend Ted. Hey, Ted. I know who you are now. How you doing, man? Ted's been using some of our stuff, and I'll tell you right now, people in California are getting slammed. It's just amazing what the attorneys are doing. Basically, in my opinion, and we're figuring this out too, that it's actually the state is actually the foreclosing party. The state is really the real party foreclosing. And I say that because the state is in charge of the state is the one that is in control of your original property deed. And they got your property deed through real estate deed fraud. Real estate deed fraud, each state, each state property transfer laws mandate that the deed is supposed to be delivered to the property owner at the end of the sale process or whatever. And that's not what happens. I don't know if any of you guys got your original deed, you let me know, because I don't think nobody did. What they do is what they call their constructive delivery, and they register your deed in their office. And once your deed is registered in an office, that allows them to start their property taxes, the zoning, coding issues, all of that junk. And what they do is they reclassify your property from private property that is illegal to tax under the Constitution. They reclassify your property to one of their 3 commercial classifications, which is commercial, agricultural, or industrial. And then they start property taxing. And most people don't realize that the first lien that was put against their property, the first illegal lien that was put against their property, was the mortgage lien. And yeah, I know everybody's like, what are you talking about? And I use this on Facebook all the time because I get a lot of attorneys jumping up in my face, acting stupid. And I can tell the attorneys because they just act stupid. Like they're just appalled that I'm not sure if they're appalled that I'm telling the truth or that my stuff is cheap. I'm not sure what's pissing them off more. Okay. But you know what I tell them? I just tell them right up. Let me ask you guys a question. I'm not as smart as attorneys. I didn't go to school and learn how to rip people off for, I don't know, whatever number of years they do that. I'm not as smart as attorneys. But what I do know is that before the bank can accept your signature on a mortgage lien, if there were several owners of that property, all of the owners would have to be present to sign the lien against the property, right? And most attorneys are like, yeah. Okay, so the fact that the lender accepted your signature against on the mortgage lien against your property shows you own the property free and clear. Yeah, I wait for them to respond to that. Think about it. When you signed that promissory note, the promissory note what the bank president stamped paid to the order of on it and turned it into a security, like a check. But since it's high dollar thing and they call it a security when it has to do with property or whatever, they turned it into a check and they process it through the Federal Reserve. And the publication Modern Money Mechanics states that they were granted 9 times the amount that went into a demand deposit account, and then they wrote a check for one amount out of that account for the property that you were supposed to be buying. And boy, I had just pissed off one day when I was fighting my property a long time ago when I first started learning this. I didn't really know how to put it together and sting it in their face. But I did piss off the judge one day telling him that I wanted the other 9 times the amount in that demand deposit account. I mean, the other 8 times that was in that demand deposit account. Yeah. Yeah, they were pissed. They were pissed. So the fatal flaw to the attorney's action, because the attorney lied in court and is actually the plaintiff acting as a third-party debt collector. And the funny thing is, on their emails and on their stuff, they put that shit right on there. We're a debt collector collecting a debt. Of course, they try to make you think that they're working on behalf of the lender, but they ain't. They're not working on behalf of the lender, and the lender ain't signed nothing nowhere. Their attorneys are working as third-party debt collectors, and they're collecting this stuff. And here's the thing: the state is running all of this stuff. Well, think about it. So the county recorder's office, they're getting paid by the state. I mean, unless someone can tell me different. I mean, I didn't go check, but just the way their stuff is structured, that's what I'm going to have to go with. The judge is getting paid by the state. Yeah. The court people are getting paid by the state. Had a lady tell me the other day, oh, well, the clerk at the court told me I should file an appeal and I should do all this stuff. I'm like, holy crap. This lady about to get sent to the bench. Okay. So why in the hell would you listen to the court clerk telling you what to do? Okay, because they're not going to tell you to do anything that's useful for you. I can tell you that right now. Okay, they're not going to help you. So, and I learned this through school hard knocks. Attorney, a bar member telling you to do something, do the exact opposite. That's how I got out of that's how I have to make them let me go. Neville says the state is busted. Yeah. So the state's hiding behind all of these people. You have to get a license from the state to come after you for whatever. Yeah. And they're paying the state. And at the end of the day, the state's already in control of your property deed. They just need to get your butt off their property. I'm calling it like I see it. I don't do anything based off of what the attorney said or did or any of their case law or none of that stuff, because it's all BS. Okay. If you go by what's in front of your face, and what's in front of your face is when you look at that document that's attacking your property is signed by attorney, not the lender. So the attorney needs to be the one defending on you, or even the state at this point, because the state is the one that's paying all these other people to attack you. So when you add them to the program, it creates a bit of a problem. And this is what we do. We learn how to muck, that's M-U-C-K, up the program. We spread muck everywhere. That's what we do. Now, anytime the attorney opens his or her mouth, you should object because the attorney is not allowed to testify. So if the attorney's talking, the attorney is a plaintiff, and the attorney also signed the thing as the plaintiff because nobody else signed. So you see how powerful that can be. Now, what do you do with that? Well, you object, you jam the judge up, and when the judge helps them, you sue the judge. It's easy. People make this way more complicated than it has to be. My paperwork should win hands down. End of the story. If not for the fraud and the BS that they do to try to get around all of these rules that you're going to make them follow because they're trying to make you follow them and they're not following none of them. I mean, somebody tell me if they are. I don't see them following any of them. Yeah. Now we get into the bottom of some stuff. And at the end of the day, you guys aren't they're the ones that brought this stuff and stuck it up in your face. So at the end of the day, they're the ones with the burden of proof. You can say whatever you want, and then they have to prove that it ain't true because they're the one that started it. So the attorney is also in violation of federal law, Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1938. And we talked about that in a couple of other videos. And I would tell the judge the court does not have jurisdiction without an injured party. And if the attorney is a plaintiff, the court don't have jurisdiction. Oh, wait, the attorney is the plaintiff because the attorney is the only one that signed anything. I make sure the judge knows that you're a state citizen and you're not subject to this administrative court's jurisdiction without an injured party. Administrative court's jurisdiction without an injured party. Because you're in an administrative court, not a judicial court. The judge don't have any judicial authority in that court because it's an administrative court. And they don't have any judicial authority. Well, they don't have any authority anyway because there's no injured party. There's only the plaintiff, the attorney, that's not an injured party, and the attorney has no consideration in the program. So, if the judge decides that he has legal authority in the case, then the judge will be obstructing the administration of justice. That's how you say when they're violating you in civil court. It's not violating your due process. Well, they are violating your due process, but in this case, this is what you refer to when you're getting ready to sue them. You're going to sue them for obstructing the administration of justice. And this places the court or the judge or whatever in a position of liability. And everybody thinks that the judge has immunity and all of that stuff. Well, what we found, and I found this in one of my old documents that I put together, is the Tucker's Act. The Tucker's Act is a federal law that was enacted by Congress, and the Tucker's Act waives the government's so-called immunity for certain things, like violating federal acts. Their immunity is waived. Violating constitutional rights, civil rights, immunity is waived. So the Tucker's Act waives them of this immunity that they try to stick in your face. And we've included that in the new document that I'm working on. So now, if the judge violates you, you must take action ASAP to address the issue by filing your objection, your motion for reconsideration, your motion to recuse the judge, and then your notice of claim against the judge, and then file a lawsuit against the judge if you need to. Remember, the case is not going to be able to just continue down the path when they don't have a judge. Now we're back to controlling the court. Controlling the court. They can't run without a judge. They can't operate without an attorney. Now you guys understand why I don't need to listen to all of the stuff that everybody wants to tell me about. Because we don't use any of that. It's all lies and BS. And you've been using that already, and it's not working for you. If it was working for you, you wouldn't need me. So I'm just saying, I have some people come in the program and they want to connect this stuff to this other stuff that they've been doing already. No, that's not the way this works. Okay. Why would you want to connect what ain't working to your fire? Okay. You want your fire to burn. You don't want to water it out with, okay, you guys get what I'm saying here, right? Do not let the state judge get by violating you without taking action. And I have a couple of people, and I'm just going to go here. I'm not going to mention any names, but I have a couple of people, well, one or two, that did not take action in state court. And now they're in federal court, and federal court's just ignoring them. Well, the courts call and talk to each other. So if they find out that you didn't really have the guts to sue the judge when they violated you, then they're going to violate you over there too. What the hell? I would if I was them. Okay, easy. But think about it. We're getting to that, Nebula. So you guys can see when you use this program, you're going to put yourself in a position. And once you jump on the judge and recuse them and sue, now they're going to have to come out with another judge for the case. And the other judge, I mean, you have so many options. If they find they come up with another judge, I'll just file a motion to disqualify the judge, because the judge is a state judge getting paid by the same people that's stealing your property. Yeah. So no other state court judges would be able to make any decisions in anything that I got going on after you jam up the first judge. So now you see what it's about. It's not about getting the judge to rule in your favor. It's about kicking his butt or her butt and making it go sit the hell down. Now the new judge is stepping up, looking at all of this. Dang, this is hot potato, fuego, fire. And what we're seeing is the new judge not having it. Now, my sister's case, the new judge came in and looked at all that stuff, and the case was terminated. And the attorney was pissed. The attorney was pissed too, because my sister took it upon herself to serve the attorney at his house. And she added the attorney's wife to her action because she included as damages the attorney's assets, their property, and their cars. Yeah. So you see what I mean about the power that you have if you have the courage to use it. So could you imagine what that attorney's wife was like when she had to sign the lawsuit for $5.5 million and the attorney's bar card and their house? Yeah. And we also sued the Bar Association for the state of Kansas. Yeah, they got a copy of the paperwork too. So yeah, so that pretty much, that was a wrap, and the judge terminated her case, and they went and sat down and they left her alone. I think she got one letter sent to them from the lender, and she didn't respond to it, and that was it. So I think they want to see if she would, I don't know, start paying again. Well, why would she need to start paying again when they couldn't prove that there was any loan? So when you file your jurisdictional challenge now the new document that I put together is it's actually on my website. It's called the eviction stopper, and it's a jurisdiction challenge / lawsuit with an affidavit. Now, this package I put together to go after the judge for unrelated stuff. And you can use this package to get your foot back in the door, even up to 15 years after you've been kicked out and they stole your property. Or you can use this package to stop anything pretty much that's going on, because when you file this against the judge, challenging the judge's legal standing, it's going to be a problem. Because I can tell you right now, they ain't going to get around it, because I've done my homework. And I made this package cheap as hell. to help people facing evictions. And I mean, you could even use this in a landlord eviction. But you got to do your homework. But if the judge rules, then you can attack the judge, jam the judge up, refuse the judge, and then make them have to go, I don't know, sit the hell down, I guess. Yeah, but so right now, but look, here's the thing. We're going to be punching the people that's punching us because everybody thinks it's the attorney, it's the new buyer people, it's the judge and the attorney. I wouldn't waste my time with the new buyer people unless you're already past that and you need to get back in the door. And that's what this document is structured for, to help you get your foot back in the door or to get the door slammed on somebody else's foot. That's how we do it here. Attorneys must provide jurisdiction on the record before they can do anything, or they're wasting the court's time and resources. And that's what I would tell, if you don't stand up and you tell the judge this stuff or put it in the paper so that they get a chance to see it, then you're wasting your time and you're making it easy for them to take your stuff. You want to use state court jurisdiction challenge as your evidence in the foreclosure lawsuit. So anything that you file against them and they're not able to respond to, because they sure the hell can't respond to your jurisdiction challenge with an affidavit, or the jurisdiction challenge lawsuit with an affidavit by counter affidavit. So they're already in default with that because they can't respond by counter affidavit because everything they're doing is fraud and they're lying. And I would file a motion directing the federal court to order settlement hearings. Okay, once you get your lawsuit filed in federal court and you're using all this stuff, because you already have on the court record in the state court, if you followed the process properly, you already have your evidence that you need to jam these fools up. And all you got to do is just bring it over to federal court and say, hell, have them send the records over, look over your stuff. Dude, you guys, they're wasting their time. There's no way they're going to get out from underneath what you put up in their face. And you can use the federal court to control the lower court when a state court judge tries to continue or ignore. Well, actually, that's what we used to do, but now we just sue them, so we don't have to. I'm going to do a screen share and show you guys the eviction stopper package real quick here. And this is what it looks like. Now, when you guys are shopping on my page or looking at my YouTube channel, you need to remember, especially on the YouTube channel, the first part of the title is what I use to rank my video, because my channel is small. So I have to go to Morning Fame and then use their software to figure out what keywords I can use that would allow YouTube to rank my video with the big boys, because some of the stuff I can't use because the other channels have way more people and way more stuff. So my stuff would never get shown. So the first part of the title of the videos is what I use to for YouTube to market that video and show it to you guys. The second part of the title is what's going on. Okay, that's what you need to really be paying attention to, because like might have a title say, foreclosure lawsuit in California. Well, actually, the foreclosure lawsuit is for any non-judicial state, because California is non-judicial. So it would be for any non-judicial state. But I had to put those California words in the front of it so YouTube would show it to a lot of people. Otherwise, nobody would see my stuff for a really long time. So you guys need to keep that in mind. Now, this jurisdiction challenge / lawsuit with an affidavit is so bad. This is the bomb. And I got it cheap here because I want to think about it. If just like a third of the people getting evicted use this, then I wouldn't miss any meals. And I'd like you guys to share my stuff, because that's the more people that are using it, it's going to be easier for me to keep the price low. And I put the price on this low because of the moratorium was supposed to end last, and then it was supposed to end again. And it's going to end sooner or later. Okay. And a lot of people are going to be getting kicked out on the street and illegally, and nobody gives a crap. So this is going to give you opportunity. This package for $125 right now will give you opportunity to fight your foreclosure, to stop the eviction, to stop any process that's going on in court, pretty much, because what it is don't matter. Okay. What matters is whether or not you can control the court process. That's what this is. Controlling the court process. People need to get that in your head. That's what we do. We we don't look to win. Okay. We ain't trying to win. There ain't no way in hell you're going to win. You need to control the court process and make them go sit the hell down and leave you alone. Yep, Ted, you got that right. Jurisdiction can be challenged at any time. Even after final judgment, up to 15 years. It can be challenged up to 15 years. And I have that right in the document. It's written right in the document. So you can see it right there. Reopen a past tax lien or foreclosure case less than 15 years ago. Now, if it's more than 15 years ago, you can still get in, but it's going to be a little more work because you're going to have to go in under the fraud thing. But I like to do it the easy way. So, yeah. So don't wait until you have to face this. Okay. Because it don't make no sense to wait till you have to face that. And this tells you about what you're looking at, what you're going to get. And all of my lawsuit packages, you guys will need to go to my YouTube channel and you'll need to search the playlist for the video that you'll need to search the instructional video playlist and find the video title that matches the lawsuit package that you got. And you need to watch the videos before you file your stuff, especially the jurisdiction challenge stuff, because if you don't watch the videos, you won't know what to say when they tell you they can't file your stuff and get in your face. And we talked about that in the last video that I made. And basically, in a nutshell, it's easy if you remember what you're learning here. They do not have jurisdiction to be doing any other stuff that they're doing. And then here's some other stuff here. This is the non-judicial foreclosure lawsuit package. Is on sale now for $400. It's been reduced. Well, it came down from $850 to $500 during the pandemic, and a lot of people are using it now. So I was able to lower the price a little bit more so people can see it. So, I'm going to put a link in here so you guys can click on the link and take a look at that a little bit closer and save the link. There's the link. And an error occurred on my link. There's the link. That's a link to the page where I just showed you guys. And there we go. We got a banner going across the bottom. So the new package that I put together is pretty powerful. I left the link down below. You guys can check it out. Don't wait till the last minute to fight. Okay. I don't really care about your time frame. People calling me, oh, I'm under a time frame. I'm like, I don't care about none of that. Okay. I'm here to help you learn how to stay in your house. Time frame really is not a problem. If you do, if you follow the program and do what we tell you, the time frame is not a problem because you'll be able to muck everything up. That's MUCK, muck everything up right at the gate. But these people that come to me telling me they have a time frame and all this stuff, they're so worried about the time frame, they're missing the boat. They're missing the boat. And they're trying to do everything on that time frame, and they're running around crazy, and and in the end they make mistakes. Now, making a mistake is not a big deal, but it's kind of a big deal when you make a mistake because you didn't take your time to do the homework. And sometimes when you make that mistake, like for instance, if you don't do the homework and figure out what you're supposed to say when you go and they try to deny and find your stuff, if you don't know what to say, then you're going to look stupid, and they're going to send you packing. So I'm going to say, D. Bush, you need to follow the instructional video. Okay. I don't really like to cover stuff that's in the instructional video because I feel like I'm spinning my wheels. And then if I answer the questions and then people don't watch the video, then no offense to you, but then there's usually more questions and more questions and more questions. And all of those questions will be alleviated if you watch the instructional video. So I'm going to direct you to the instructional video. So when I do these live streams, they're pretty much for educational purposes. And, I don't really want to talk about the stuff that's in the instructional videos because I think other people that watch instructional videos wouldn't see a lot of value in talking about that. So you're going to have to go watch instructional videos, and it tells you what to do with who to add to your law firm or to your lawsuit. And there's a link to my new website. You guys can go and check it out if you're struggling with these problems. And I want to thank you guys for the privilege of sharing your time with me. And thank you for welcoming my granddaughter. She's beautiful, and I'm really excited to spend time with her. So, next week I'm going to talk about, and I actually have a video that I'm going to post too. Before next week, I have it ready. I just been kind of waiting and see how this works out. The ATF is up in my face. So yeah, I purchased a firearm, and then they decided a month after I was approved that I'm unapproved because of that crap that I went through. So I'm going to have to take care of that problem. So I'm going to share with you guys how we're going to do that. And I think part of for my YouTube channel, I'm in trying to figure out what I want to do for the subscription. And I think what I'm going to do is charge a subscription, and these videos that I make about how I deal with the ATF, and I'm also going to deal with the federal prosecutor who forced me to learn all this stuff that I know and file a claim against her. And I'm going to share all of that stuff in my you'll have to, in order to see all that stuff, you're going to have to register to my YouTube channel or subscribe. You have to subscribe to my YouTube channel to, um, so that you guys can, well, when you do the monthly thing, you pay the monthly subscription or whatever, so you can get access to special stuff. And this is the special stuff that people who subscribe will get access to. And not only that, I'll have special deals for people who subscribe also. I'm still working that out, so I don't know what I'm going to make the subscription be. So I'm still working that out. D. Bush, I'm going to refer you back to the instructional video. So you guys need to remember my live stream on Saturday night is for educational purpose, and I'd like you to be asking me questions about what we're talking about. That's why we're doing this. We're not going to talk about all of the things that are already in the instructional video. Because if we did, I wouldn't be bringing much value to the table for the people that are up in front of the line. So you need to get and do your homework, huh? Son, get your homework done. Thanks, Neville. Thanks for sharing. Thank everybody for coming tonight. And I will see you guys next week. I'm probably going to post my video tomorrow that kind of outlines what's going on so people can see what we're doing. And I'm putting together a new lawsuit that we'll be able to use to go after them for violating our 1983 civil rights. Yep, 1983 USC 1983 action, along with a due process violation. So, and we're going to try and do this so that we can make this whole uphill climb a little more simple, as opposed to arguing all that other stuff that we have to talk about. Be a much easier talking about how they're violating your rights and your due process and all of that. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And I'm working on that right now. At some point, it'll be added to the arsenal, so we'll be able to sue them for that instead of having to do all this other stuff. So we're figuring some stuff out up in here. Yeah, thanks. Now, now look, we're figuring some stuff out up in here. So good night, guys. I will see you guys in the next video, in the next live stream. Excuse me.